I stand here as a Tibetan whose homeland has been invaded, a Tibetan whose past and present have been stolen. And even today, as we stand in this small ancient town of Olympia, you can see the number of police around us. You can see the number of police cars. Yesterday, when we got here, this town was empty. There was no one here. And suddenly yesterday, last night, all these Chinese officials start coming in. And today there are all these police everywhere who wouldn't even allow us to go into the archaeological site of ancient Olympia because of fear. Over 2 millennia ago, when the Olympic Games began at this very spot, Tibet was a sovereign and independent state. Today, Tibet is an illegally occupied nation, and Tibetans have become strangers in our own land. Even as China prepares to host the Games this August and runs its tainted Olympic torch to many countries around the world, Beijing runs a monstrous and sinister structure of oppression in Tibet that is designed to obliterate Tibetan culture and identity from the face of this earth. And yet, in spite of all this, my spirit flies high as I stand in this ancient city of Olympia and pass the torch of Tibetan freedom. This torch that we lit today is a symbol of the hopes and aspirations of the Tibetan people for freedom and justice, and of the commitment of people around the world to helping achieve this goal. The flame of Tibetan freedom will burn in all our hearts until we Tibetans are once again free to determine our own future. On behalf of Tibetans living in Tibet and in exile, we demand not just our right to participate in the Olympics, but also our right to self-determination and our right to rule our own homeland. We demand not just a spot in the Games, but a seat in the United Nations. 1 year ago, when I stood at Mount Everest Base Camp in Tibet and protested the trial ascent of China's Olympic torch to the peak of the world's highest mountain, I felt the power of the Tibetan people's desire to be free. Now, as I stand here in Olympia, I can feel that the time has come for Tibet to be free. And no force in the world, whether it's the Chinese government or anyone else, no force in the world, no matter how powerful, can stop us from being free. The future belongs to a free Tibet.